What's up to FTF? Hope you guys are all having a good day. So today I want to share some of my best insights that I've used to set and achieve better goals at this point in my business and personal life. And these three keys are: number one, be optimistic enough that you can achieve the goals that you set and the vision that you have for what you want to do. Number two, set goals at the right level. And number three, don't stop. So let's talk about that first one for a second. Be optimistic enough to believe that you can achieve the goals and the vision that you guys set for yourselves. Because first and foremost, if you can't see it, if you don't believe it, then how is anybody else going to see it or believe it? And that's not a knock on everybody else. That's just something that naturally has to happen if you're trying to achieve big goals in your life. You have to believe it before anybody else can. And I think that's one characteristic that has allowed me to take FTF from just an idea in my mind to now a sustainable nonprofit business, is that in the beginning, just like with any business, I had a vision that I was excited about, and I've worked to make that vision a reality for almost five years now. FTF is a clear-cut example of how being optimistic can help you achieve bigger goals in a faster amount of time. Now, being successful long-term also means that you have to be able to communicate your vision to others in a way that inspires them to action, because we all know that nobody gets to the top alone. In order to not be alone, you have to inspire others to be with you on your journey toward that vision. So you have to be able to communicate it in a way that gets people to join in and change their behaviors. Couple examples that I can use from real life are: teachers want to inspire their students to learn. Trainers want to inspire their clients to make healthier lifestyle choices. Coaches want to inspire their players to give their best effort and to play their best. CEOs want to inspire their employees to be their best and do their best work. And employees want to inspire their customers to talk about their customer experience and recommend that company or that customer experience to other people. Now, with that said, on all those relationships I just talked about, it's always a two-way street. There's always mutual benefit. So just because you want to get somewhere doesn't mean that you can't help people along the way. And also doesn't mean the people that help you are not going to also benefit from it. So it has to be a mutually beneficial relationship. My second key in setting and achieving goals more effectively is to set your goals at a realistic level. Now, most of the time when I've failed at achieving goals, it's not because of effort, it's because I set the goals either too high or too low. Goals have to be high enough to excite you, to move you to action, to change your daily routine and habits, but yet low enough to be realistic and to be achieved. So to give you an example, myself and probably most of you guys, aside from hitting the mega jackpot on the Powerball, making $1 billion next year is probably not a realistic goal for us. However, if you use a more practical example, if you make $40,000 a year right now, and you make your goal for next year to make $41,000 a year, that's probably too small. That's not enough to change your lifestyle. That's not enough to inspire you to action. But if you make $40,000 or a sum around that, and you make your goal to make $60,000 next year, so a $20,000 increase, that's a good goal because it's realistic enough to be achievable, and it's also big enough to inspire you to change your behaviors, change your lifestyle around it. Another example, I always like to use basketball as an example because I was a basketball player. If you shoot 30% from the field this year, so you make 3 out of 10 shots, and you make your goal for next season to make 4 out of 10, so your goal is to become a 40% shooter, that's probably too nominal to get you excited to go practice all winter and the whole off season in order to achieve it. But if you make your goal to achieve something like make 7 out of 10 shots, make you a 70% shooter, well then that makes you an elite player, and that's exciting. Use fitness as an example. If you make your goal to lose only 2 pounds in a month, then that's not enough to really see a change and feel a change in your lifestyle and in your body. But if you make your goal to lose, say, 7 to 9 pounds in a month, which is 1 to 2 pounds per week, well, that's enough for you to see a change in the way you look and the way you feel, and that's enough to inspire you to change your actions and make better lifestyle choices. So goals need to be high enough to excite you, but low enough to be realistic that you can get there. My third key to more effective setting and achieving goals is don't stop. it's obvious that most of us don't achieve most of the goals we set for ourselves because when the going gets tough, at a certain point, we stop before we see the results we want. So why do we do this? We do this because the reason we stop is because we're not self-disciplined enough to keep doing the behaviors we need to, even though we don't want to do them. Motivation, the motivated state and emotion come into play too much in our decision making. How do we stop this? How do we take this motivation and emotion out of what we need to make these decisions to do these things? The answer is to form habits. So we have to do these necessary behaviors even when we don't want to do them long enough to make it a habit. And a habit is something that we do without thinking, without conscious thought. In the morning we get up, we hit our alarm, we slog into the bathroom, put the toothpaste on our toothbrush, brush our teeth, turn the shower on. All those behaviors are done so unconsciously we don't even have to think about it. Well, can you imagine if going to the gym or if eating healthy or if making your sales calls or doing whatever business activities you need to do were that thoughtless? You needed that little emotion to actually do them. That's where you want to get to. Habit is the magic of achieving better goals, achieving goals faster. Habits take the emotion out of decisions. Now, most of us never form the right habits because we don't keep doing those necessary behaviors long enough to form. Habits can form in as little as 2 weeks. So a key is to just keep pushing through the stuff that you don't want to do, but you know you need to do in order for you to reach your goal. If you can just do it for 2 weeks and form the habit, you have a much higher likelihood of staying with it long term and achieving more than you thought you could. My fourth key to more effective goal setting and achieving, my bonus key, is to have a plan. Now, my big goal right now, if you guys apply it to FTF, is we want to be able to sell 108 pieces, 108 apparel items per day to reach the goals that we have, the donation goals that we have. I mean, obviously, we're not there right now, but I've sat down and laid out a plan and a strategy, which is nothing more than a list of behaviors and timestamps when they need to be completed that I feel if we do them will get us there. Now, so if we have a plan, without a plan, we have no shot at achieving any goal with any significance in our lives. And in fact, I think I'm going to do a whole other video tomorrow just about planning and strategizing to reach goals faster. Now, one last thing I want to say about this fourth point to have a plan is that we can't change our plans too fast. Most of the time, we don't follow through and finish our plans. We're all good at starting plans. We're not all good at finishing. Because what happens is we do them for a little bit, the necessary behaviors, then we don't see the results we want right away, and we pivot and we change to something else. Now, plans can and should be changed when we aren't seeing the results we want, but we got to give them a chance. We got to give it longer than just a few days. So make a plan and stay with it for 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, and really follow through. And that's how you're going to achieve goals, achieve more goals faster. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in today, everybody who's on Instagram and Facebook, for checking out this video. If you were not on during the live broadcast or you only jumped on and caught part of it, don't worry, the video is going to be uploaded permanently to our feed on Facebook and to our YouTube channel as soon as I get off the broadcast here. And also I would ask that if you guys got any value from this broadcast, that you would share it with your friends. We would really appreciate that, and that's what would help FTF grow. So tomorrow I'm going to be back on around the same time, and we're going to discuss planning and strategizing to achieve your goals in a lot more depth. So thanks so much. Again, we're streaming live on Instagram and Facebook. Instagram, the stream's going to disappear. Facebook, it's not. Thank you guys so much. Just have a blessed day.